You know what I fucking hate? Babies. I can't stand babies. Like, what is this thing? A tiny human? A tiny human? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Alright, so what exactly am I watching here? My YouTube video? Yeah, I know that, but like, what is it? What is going on? What do you mean? I just do like rants and stuff on the channel, you know? And this is what you think is gonna make you money? Oh, no, I don't think it's gonna make me money. I know that it will. Alright, so explain to me, how do you make money on this? Okay, well, first you gotta get a lot of subscribers, right? Okay, and then I think that's it. Like, I think they just send you the money after that. Well, do you have a lot of subscribers? Well, my plan is by next week I'm gonna get 500,000 subscribers. 500,000? Yeah, 500,000. That kind of sounds like a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. And how many do you have now? What? How many subscribers do you have right now? Well, I mean, like right now I only have 7. 7,000? No, 7. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. And you're gonna get 500,000 by next week. Yeah, next week. And how the fuck do you plan to do that? Well, I mean, it's quite simple. I'm making this video, and on that video, I'm gonna get this YouTuber named Too Cool for Shoes to say some stuff, and then I'm gonna upload it. And I'm gonna get 500,000 subscribers. And he said he'll do it. I mean, not yet. Like, I sent him the lines I want him to say, and he sent me an email back saying, hold on, I forgot. Let me read it. It said, "Hello, this email was automatically generated to inform you that currently I am not taking emails that are not business related. I hope you understand. Have a great day." So he's not going to do it. No, he is. I think I just got to give him like a few more days, and then he's going to send me the lines. You sure about that? I'm 100% positive that he will. Well, I mean, if you're sure about that, then, that's great, because you passed. If you follow me, I'll get you all set up for your stay here. Awesome. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is TheTalentlessWriter, and today I'm going to be showing you the secret to YouTube success. It's actually really simple. All you got to do is go on Google and look up how to become successful on YouTube, and bam, you got your answers. Let's look at some of these bad boys right now. So this is Wix's blog that has 11 steps that'll teach you how to become successful on YouTube. So I guess if you do all these steps, then I'll become successful. Let's see what they are. 1, define what success means to you and remember it. Success means a lot of money and being happy. I'll definitely remember that. I'm not fucking stupid. 2, develop your channel's goals and content. My channel's goal is to create content. 3, map it out. Here's a map of where I'm at and where I want to be. 4, make sure your channel page is welcoming. Looks pretty welcoming. 5, mind your SEO. Why don't you watch your fucking mouth? 6, be consistent. Be consistent. Don't forget the second B. A lot of people forget the be consistent, and that's why they always fail. 7, get to the point. I wish this article would. 8, keep up with your niche. Okay, I kept up. I don't really know what that means. 9, manage your community like a boss. I don't know what the fuck that means either. 10, spread the word with a killer website. I'll make a website when a website company sponsors me. And 11, learn from your analytics. My analytics tell me that I have 800 subscribers and I should just give up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to become successful. If you follow all these tips, you'll get your golden play button by tomorrow. Congratulations, you are now a successful YouTuber. Now, if you've been on YouTube long enough, you probably noticed that YouTube has changed some people's lives.
You will make a lot of money from it. Yes, I do make a lot of money off YouTube, and you can too.
They sent me my first check and I got $20,000. I think it was only a couple of months after that I finally made my first 6 figures.
And if you're anything like me, you might be thinking, well, if they can do this, then why can't I? So 3 years ago, I decided, why don't I try YouTube? And that's what I did. I said to myself, I've watched YouTube my whole life. I think I can make some pretty good videos. So I made a video, and this was the result of my hard work. So one day when I was in 7th grade, we were outside for gym playing basketball. And gym was my favorite class, but I was terrible at basketball. I still tried my best though. Okay, I can't watch this shit anymore, but I made that video and I thought to myself, yes, I'm going to be the biggest fucking YouTuber in the world. Tomorrow I'm going to blow up overnight. I'm going to be the next grade A under A. I'm going to be a millionaire. And can you guess what happened? You are correct. None of that happened. So let's fast forward to the present day. 3 years and 7 channels later, I've arrived at the point in my life that I'm in today with a small channel that's almost at 1,000 subscribers. And although it's a pretty nice number, considering that if I had that many people in an auditorium watching me, that's a lot of fucking people. But I'm greedy. I want more than that. I want 10K, 100K, 500K, a million subscribers. I want that YouTube dream. I want that YouTube life. I've seen other channels succeed after putting in the same amount of work as me, and I think to myself, what am I doing wrong? So I decided I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to get in contact with the people I watch, the people who I think are successful on YouTube, and I'm going to find out what made them successful so that way I can be successful too. So I did that. I contacted over 100 different YouTubers with over 100K subscribers each, and I asked them 10 questions about YouTube success. Now, I contacted 100 YouTubers, but I got answers from only 9 of them, which is obviously fine, but I'm just letting you know why the sample size is kind of small. And now you might be wondering, who are these YouTubers that responded back? I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you who they are. We got Laddie, Billy, Scribble, Maz, Zebra, Brewstew, Tab, Sam, and Senior Pello. Say hi, everybody. Just kidding. They can't say hi. It's just a cartoon of them. It's not real. You fell for the oldest trick in the fucking book. And by the way, I didn't only contact animation channels. The vast majority of the channels I tried to get in contact with were not animation channels. It just happened that pretty much all of them who answered back, except for Zebra Corner, were animation channels. And just a quick side note before I continue, for all you assholes that are like, that's not animation, it's just slideshows of pictures put together, that's not animation. I don't give a fuck, alright? Call it whatever you want. I'm calling them animation channels because it's easier to call it that. I bet you call a BMW a Beamer, but you don't see me going up to you like, that's not a Beamer. A Beamer is a BMW motorcycle. BMW cars are called Bimmers, not Beamers, so shut the fuck up. So anyway, I took all their answers, I put them all into a spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you what their answers were and how to be successful. And here's the spreadsheet. As you can see, I got their channel names up there and the questions on the side. It's very professional, it's very nice, it's a very good spreadsheet. Let's start with question 1. Question 1, how many subscribers do you have? Now, I probably could have just looked on their channel and done it myself, but I wanted an even 10 questions, so I made them do the work for me, and they told me their sub count, and this is it. I guess you could just take a look at that. And yeah, let's move on to the next question. 2, did you have any channels before this one? I asked this question because personally, I've had about 7 channels before this one, and I know there's YouTubers like Tierzu who had a few channels before theirs too, so I wanted to know how many others started off with other channels, and surprisingly enough, all of them had at least one other channel before their current one, and that's good because it makes me feel like I'm not a fucking idiot. That's really the only reason I asked that question, so let's move on. 3, how often do you post to your channel? This is a question I've debated before with one of my friends, trying to figure out how often you need to post for the algorithm to recommend your videos, because, you know, post frequency is pretty important when it comes to growing your channel. Some people say you need to post weekly, some say daily. So instead of just listening to what people say, I decided to ask these YouTubers how often they actually do post. And it turns out the majority of them only post once a month, and it seems to be working quite well for them. Now, obviously, it also depends on the type of channel you have. A vlog channel probably wouldn't do too well if they posted once a month, but if you're stressing out about not uploading enough and rushing out a video that you're not proud of, and you think that it's affecting your chances of growing, well, as you can see, you know, posting once a month seems to be working pretty well for these people. So as the old saying goes, if you post once a month, there's nothing that rhymes with month. Number 4, how long have you been uploading? This one I think is a very important question. A lot of people want to know, how long do I have to do YouTube until I become successful? And obviously depends on a lot of things like how often you post, but for the majority of the people here, it seems that about after 2 years into it is when you can start to expect some more traffic on your channel and get some results from it. Now obviously it's not the same for everybody. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years and I have 800 subscribers. Scribble Juice has been uploading content for about a year and she has 300k. So for some people it takes longer. For example, let me show you this other spreadsheet I made a few years ago. I made this in September of 2016, which is about 6 months after I uploaded my first video, and I made it because I wanted to know what type of channel I needed to make in order to grow fast. And basically I made 3 different categories of channel types, and I wanted to see which type of channel had the most consistent pattern when it came to subs and views. It's a very outdated spreadsheet. The channels I called reaction channels are now known as commentary channels. I don't know why Vanos is in the section. Either way, the main point isn't this section, but it's this section. And even more specifically, it's this YouTuber. Back in 2016, Leon Lush, after making 101 videos over the span of 8 years, only had 6.7k subscribers. A number of subs that people whose only video is a channel trailer seem to easily reach nowadays. Now, if I was Leon Lush and I had been doing YouTube for this long and I posted all these videos and I look at how all these other YouTubers had been doing YouTube for a lot less time and yet they were much more successful than me, I probably would have quit. But I'm not Leon Lush, and Leon Lush didn't quit. Little did he know, only 2 years later he'd be at 1.1 million subs because he kept going. And it's not just him, you know, there's plenty of examples like Mr. Beast, who around that same time had around 30k subscribers after 5 years and hundreds of videos, and only 2 years later he would go on to have 15 million subscribers. The point is, you never know when your channel is going to blow up, and the only way to really find out is to just keep going, because you never know how far you are from success, even if your first video looks like this. Anyway, let's move on. Number 5, what was your first big video? Tying in to what we were talking about before, I wanted to know how long into your channel and how many videos into your channel do you get your first big upload. So these are the answers they gave me, and right below I have how long from the date of their first upload it took until they had their first big video, and also which video number it was on their channel. Keep in mind that this is only for their main channel and it doesn't take into consideration any of their previous channels or videos. This is only for their current channel. As you can see, for Laddie, it took about 7 months and it was her 4th video on her channel. For Billy, it took about 2 months and he gained 17 subscribers in 1 day from it. And then a month later was his other big upload. For Scribble, technically it took about a year, but I think she considers her first storytime video as her first piece of content. So if you base it off of that, then it took her 10 months from that video to get her first big upload, which took her from 6K to 100K subscribers. For Maz, it took him about 8.5 months and it brought him from 12K to 60K. For Zebra Corner, it took them 8 months and that video gained them 100K subscribers. Bruce Stu took the longest out of anybody here. It took him 4 years and 4 months to get from 50K to 200K subs, and it was the 55th video on his channel. Then we got Tabs, who took about 9 months to get her first big video. Then Salmonella said that he didn't really have a video that blew him up. His growth was geometric, but if you go on his Social Blade, you can see that there's a big fucking spike, and that's where he gained 180K subs in 1 month, and that was right around the time of his plant diseases video, which was about a year into his channel. Now, leading up to that point, he was gaining anywhere from 3K to 25K subs a month. So he had around 100K subscribers before that spike. So he is right about saying that growth is geometric, but I just felt that the spike in his subs during that month was pretty significant, so that's why I threw that in here. And last but not least, we got Pello, who said that he's not really sure what his first big video was, so I left it blank. So there's that information. If you want to scan over it or pause the video, it's right there. 6. Did you expect the video to blow up? All of them said no, they didn't expect the video to blow up, except for Maz, because he's an asshole. He thinks he's better than everybody else. Everybody else is like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Might get some views, might not. Maz is like, I'm going to be the biggest fucking YouTuber in the world. I'm just kidding, but I asked this question out of sheer curiosity. I wanted to know if people had a feeling that their next video was the one that was going to end up blowing up, because personally, I've thought that every single video I've uploaded, starting from the first, was going to blow up, but obviously none of them have, and I think that having a very high expectation of the response your content will get is bad. It's a bad thing mentally because it'll lead to you having less motivation and eventually quitting YouTube, so don't do that. Make a video and have absolutely no expectations of how many views it'll get. If anything, expect it to get negative views, so that way you don't lose your motivation and you can keep going and slowly make better content, and you don't end up deleting your channel 7 times and making new ones. 7. Did you want to become a YouTuber? I've heard some YouTubers say that they kind of fell into YouTube, and I've heard a lot of people say that you shouldn't try to become a YouTuber. You should do YouTube because you love to make videos, and then it can eventually become your job if you're good at it and you gain an audience. So I wanted to see who here actually wanted to become a YouTuber and who was just doing it for fun. And as it turns out, all of them said they wanted to be one, except for Pello. So fuck anybody who tells you don't try to become a YouTuber. Tell them, yeah, well, according to the spreadsheet, I should want to become a YouTuber in order to become one, because everybody here said they wanted to be one except for Pello, but that's only one person, so you can take your advice and shove it up your fucking 8. Is this your full-time job? I wanted to know at what point in your YouTube career does it finally become a business that can become your full-time job. So I asked them, and pretty much a third said yes, a third said no, and a third said partly. But the thing is, majority of the people who said yes and partly are also still in school, so YouTube is their full-time job in the sense that it's the job that they have, but at the same time they're also focused on schoolwork too. So basically, YouTube can become your full-time job at the sub marks that they've hit, but it depends. There's plenty of creators out there who have 100K, 200K subscribers who are doing YouTube full-time. So it's a really tricky question to answer because of how making money on YouTube works, especially now with the adpocalypse where a lot of channels are making money off AdSense. So it really depends on who your audience is, the entrepreneurial choices that you make, and obviously the biggest factor being the cost of living for where you are. But basically, I'd say by the time you reach 1 million subs, YouTube can probably start to become your actual full-time job. But it is a tricky question. Anyway, let's move on. Number 9, do you think luck was involved? All of them pretty much said yes and no. I kind of expected that answer because it's pretty much like any career. You need to work hard, but there's always that element of luck that is taking place too. Except for Pello, he said a straight no, and he said that's actually an insult to say that he got lucky, which I also agree with as well, 100%. If you put in a lot of work into something and it gains success and someone told me that I didn't work hard, I just got lucky, I would be pretty fucking insulted and probably tell them to kindly wrap their lips around my cock. But I also do think that there is a tiny bit of luck that has to take place in order for the hard work to shine. To better understand it, I made this diagram. The square on the right represents the amount of hard work that you need to put in order to become successful, and the square on the left represents how much luck you need in order for that hard work to shine. And you can't really see it, so let me zoom in. Now, you see this motherfucker? This little asshole is so small and insignificant, yet sometimes not having this tiny amount of luck is the only thing stopping you from succeeding. Whether it's the YouTube algorithm randomly recommending your video years later, or having your video randomly blow up on Reddit, that's the luck taking place. But without putting in the hard work, no matter how lucky you get, there's only so much that luck can do if you don't put in the work to make good content and good videos. I hope that kind of makes sense. You need a lot of hard work, but also a little bit of luck. So now it's time for the last question, question 10, and you might be wondering, oh boy, what could question 10 be? Is it how many subscribers do you need for your cock to reach the ceiling? It's not, unfortunately. The last question I asked them was, do you have any final advice for small creators? And I will read that now. So here's the final advice for small YouTubers from each YouTuber that took part in this. There's some good advice here, some juicy stuff, so listen up, shut the fuck up, let's get into it. Talk to people and really get yourself out there. There are more and more storytime YouTubers appearing these days, so try to stand out and bring something new to the table. Just keep uploading. Try to focus more energy on writing a funny and meaningful script. Do what you love to do. Don't let the numbers get to your head. If you enjoy what you're doing, then keep it up and work harder. Don't be bland and don't sound too exaggerated to the point that people will think you're faking it. Focus on yourself, analyze others, take in criticism, and don't be afraid to experiment with different types of styles. It could be from editing, art style, animation, or animatics. Do what you think is right. Practice and patience. Just keep doing what you love. Somehow and someday you'll get the attention and praise that you deserve. Just keep at it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Have a plan. If it's a comedy sketch, write it out, make it short and sweet, try to create something new, leave out the boring parts, and most importantly, make sure it's funny. A good piece of advice I learned was try to tell the truth in a new way. In a sense, my videos are just commentary videos, but I inserted myself in the videos and told jokes that way. It's the same, but new. Don't worry about your audience or lack of audience when you first start out. Nobody's going to watch your shit at first. It's just the way it goes. Focus on making good content consistently. The more you do it, the more you figure out what works for you and what your channel is about. Don't try doing too many things at once. Don't try to be a cooking show, animation, vlog, pet grooming expert, reaction channel, whatever bullshit. After you get your channel going and you know what it's about, post your shit to Reddit. Don't spam yourself on Reddit. Find good subreddits that might be suitable for your videos. It's shitty self-promotion, but if you do it the right way and it adds to the subreddit, it's not too bad. I haven't personally done this, but I hear that it works great for other YouTubers. I do post to Newgrounds, which a lot of people joke is a dead website, but if I never posted there, the guys from Machinima would have never seen my stuff to begin with, and I would have never gotten a gig with them, which helped to build my beginning audience. Be entertaining, don't stick to the mundane, have a clear, concise story, narration, be consistent with your content so viewers know what your channel is about. Just try to be original, and if that doesn't work, then be unoriginal in the most violent and absurd way possible until it becomes original. Have fun and never give up. Try different things and never care for views or money. YouTube gets really stressful, and if someone thinks about views and money, then it will be 10 times worse. Plus, if someone wants that, then they need to be a trend hopper. I'd rather have fun with whatever I do, even if I like the trend. At the end of the day, YouTube is like any creative field you might want to get into, whether it's music, comics, comedy, animation, writing, art. There's no secret to success in any of these. There's not a single thing in this video or any other video out there that will teach you a secret or a hack that will make you successful overnight. Essentially, it's a gamble. There's no guaranteed time frame for when you will succeed, and there's no 100% guarantee that you ever will succeed. There's some people who blow up after a year, and there's some people who have been doing it for many, many years, and they still haven't reached the success that they're looking for. There's fields like stand-up where most comedians don't make it big until at least a minimum of 10 years into their career. You know, there's fantastic comedians out there like Gary Goldman who have gained success, but he's been doing stand-up for 25 years, and he's not a household name. Most people I know have never heard of him. He's been doing stand-up for as many years as Pete Davidson's been alive, yet if I say Pete Davidson's name, most people know who he is. Success is not and has never been guaranteed. If you work hard at something, you can achieve success, but it's never been guaranteed. I hope you all learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I want to end this video with some really good advice from a creator I look up to named Joe Santagato. Hopefully it helps some people and gives you some inspiration. Thank you all again for watching. Stay safe out there.
Honestly, you know, I've always felt like I was in a position where I wasn't really able to give advice because I always felt like I get lucky. But like now I kind of feel like the best advice, now that I've been doing it for so long, the best advice I could kind of give is that you just got to, you know, if you believe in what you're doing, which I'm assuming you do, you're an animator and you've created these videos before and you've spent a bunch of time on it. Clearly you, when you started the project, you're like, I know how this is going to turn out. It's going to be a cool video, whatever. And if you just believe in it, you just got to do that. My only advice would be to never adjust what you believe in because you think this would work. You know what I mean? Like, when I was doing videos and shit, I never wanted to collab with anybody. I never wanted to create, like, Justin Bieber content back in the day, because back in the day that would have worked like crazy. And there was a lot of, you know, people who were doing YouTube videos in the same style I was that were talking about just, like, corny shit that I wasn't into. And I was like, I just don't believe in that shit, so I'm not going to do it. And if that means that I don't blow up this year, that's fine. But I'm going to stay the course, and I'm kind of just going to stay doing what I believe in. So if you just like believe in a certain thing and you're like, this is good content, like I think this is legitimately good content, do that, only that. Because once you start doing other shit, and if it blows up, you're going to be like, it's going to feel like a job, and it's going to feel really hard because you have to act like someone you're not. My best advice would just to be, stay the course, stick to what you know, and, you know, however long it takes, that's how long it takes. For me, it took 6 years before I made any type of money from it. And 4 of those years, I got $0 from it because my account was like flagged. So, you know, it's a grind, but, you know, eventually, you know, things that are great, they shine through. So if you believe in it, my best advice is just to keep fucking doing that thing and keep, you know, progressing in that and getting better at it. And eventually it works out, okay? The great things, people find the great things, all right? That's my best advice.